The locking reason your body registers nothing while the ground beneath your city stores centuries of force. And in 2011, 300 years of that silence unzipped off Japan's coast in 4 minutes and killed 20,000 people. Silence is not safety. Silence is storage. You have been told the quiet zones are the safe ones. That fault lines sitting still are the ones to watch. That no news from underground means no threat underground. That logic is exactly backwards, and the people who understand fault mechanics have known it for decades. The sections that haven't moved are the ones building pressure. Not for months, for centuries. Right now, under the Pacific Northwest, a 600-mile fault called the Cascadia Subduction Zone is completely locked. No creep, no small quakes, no release, just pressure accumulating since 1700. The last time it let go, it sent a tsunami across the Pacific that killed people in Japan before anyone in Oregon even felt the shake. That fault is still locked. The silence has stretched 326 years. Here is what geologists discovered in the 1980s that changed everything. Faults don't always slip with a quake. Some sections creep, slowly, continuously, bleeding off stress before it builds into something catastrophic. The Hayward Fault in California does exactly this. You can see the evidence in cracked sidewalks across Berkeley. Slow, measurable, visible, but not all fault zones get to creep. Some are locked, meaning the two plates gripping each other are welded so tightly they cannot slide. The pressure builds the way a crowbar bends before it snaps. And here is the thing that should make you stop breathing for a second. The locked sections look identical to the creeping sections from any surface you can stand on. You cannot feel them, you cannot see them. No tremor, no hiss, no signal from below. Your body has no instrument sensitive enough to register what is building a mile beneath your feet. The fault hides it from you not because nothing is happening, but because everything is. And here is where it gets worse. Scientists thought they could map the danger by finding the gaps, the stretches of fault with no recent rupture, locate the silence, flag the risk, warn the population. That was the strategy. Then January 12, 2010 happened. The Enriquillo Fault in Haiti had been locked for 250 years. Scientists had published papers specifically flagging it as catastrophic risk because of its silence. They were right. That warning sat in an academic journal no one was reading when 230,000 people died in 35 seconds. The knowledge existed. The fault did not care what anyone knew. So why does a fault lock in the first place? This is the part they leave off the evacuation poster. When two tectonic plates meet, the contact zone, called the interface, is not smooth. It is rough, irregular, ridged at a microscopic level. When those surfaces grip at the right pressure and temperature, they weld together. The plates on either side keep moving. The Pacific plate beneath Japan moves roughly 3 inches per year, but the locked interface refuses to budge. So the crust bends instead. The land above it deforms. In the Pacific Northwest, the coastline is being pushed slowly upward, bulging because the plate underneath simply cannot slide. GPS sensors catch millimeters of movement per year. Land that should gradually drop is rising. It has been rising since 1700. That bending is elastic energy. It is the energy stored in a floor in the fraction of a second before it collapses. And here is what closes the loop you've been carrying since the beginning. The reason it releases all at once, not gradually, is a phenomenon called velocity weakening. The moment the interface grip finally breaks, friction drops almost to zero. And then, the faster the fault tries to stop, the faster it goes. The section that was completely immovable for 3 centuries becomes the fastest moving thing on Earth for the next 4 minutes. Every joule of that stored elastic energy converts instantly to seismic waves traveling at the speed of sound through solid rock. You feel those waves when they arrive at the surface. You feel nothing while they are being made. 3 cities sit above locked faults with no significant rupture in all of recorded human history. Seattle, Portland, Vancouver. The USGS has run the projections. A full Cascadia rupture produces a magnitude 9 or higher. The shaking lasts 5 to 7 minutes. Parts of the coastline drop 6 feet permanently within seconds of rupture. The tsunami reaches shore in 15 minutes. FEMA's own projection, 13,000 deaths, 27,000 injuries, 1 million people displaced for months or years. The fault is not dormant, it is charged, and every year of silence is not a year of safety. It is 1 year closer to full capacity. The USGS estimates a 1 in 3 probability of a major Cascadia rupture within the next 50 years. No one can tell you where in that window we are right now. The fault gives no signal, no warning sound. The scientists monitoring the Cascadia network have said publicly, on record, that when it ruptures, they will have between 15 and 30 seconds of seismometer data before the shaking reaches Portland. 15 seconds. The question that keeps geophysicists awake at night is not whether Cascadia will go. It is whether 326 years of silence means the end of the cycle is close, or whether we are still somewhere in the middle. Still bending, still storing, still completely unable to feel it. The fault knows exactly how close it is. You don't.